Hello and welcome to Magatory96, and today we're going to talk about Classroom of the Elite. Today's topic will be the bombshell who, despite her shy and quiet personality, likes to take photos of herself, which opened the doors for her brief Gravure idol career. In addition, she also has a huge crush on Kiyotaka. I'm of course talking about Airi Sakura. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as I'll be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with who Airi is. Airi Sakura is a student of class 1D and a former Gravure idol. Airi has a shy and quiet demeanor, as she mostly tends to stay in the background. This was best shown when she couldn't muster the courage to confess that she witnessed Ken Sudo's brawl with the students of C class, or when she couldn't bring herself to talk to her friends about the sales clerk who was making advances on her while fixing her camera. She also has problems properly socializing with people, as shown when she was nervous being around her class at the pool. She has an exceptional ability of reading others, such as Kyoko Kushida, when she was trying to be friendly with her while also hiding a malicious personality. She appears to enjoy taking pictures of herself, mainly as she looks cheerful in every photo she is in, but not to the point of narcissism. This was mainly due to the high praises anonymous strangers showered her, which would encourage her to do more. She showed enthusiasm in wanting to take pictures of Kiyotaka as well, while also fawning over how cool he looks. She is quite attached to her digital camera and was distraught when it needed repairs and after being damaged due to a fall. After her terrible experience with a stalker and her rescue by Kiyotaka, she decided to reinvent herself by discarding her glasses and embracing the attention she draws. She is also somewhat self-conscious about her body, as seen when she chooses not to wear a revealing swimsuit like other students despite doing several photo shoots in a bikini, and rather wear a rash guard. She developed an admiration for Kiyotaka due to his countless motivating advices, inspiring her to do more than she would have done. This may have deepened as she was touched when he promised to help her whenever she needed him, and acted true to his word by coming to her rescue after a crazy stalker tried to assault her. This is further supported as whenever she is in his presence, she heavily blushes whenever he looks at her, and later she developed romantic feelings towards him. Those romantic feelings for him were brought up when she nervously tried to explain their relationship to Honami Ichinose, who playfully teased her. During the school cruise, Airi was seen practicing confessing her feelings to Kiyotaka and asked him out on a date, before being startled by his sudden arrival on the deck and quickly changed her mind by stating that she wanted his help for something else instead. On the deserted island, there was one incident when Kiyotaka grabbed her by the arm, placed his hand over her mouth and held her tightly against his body to hide them from view of some Class A students. This caused her to heavily blush a full red color. Even after he released her, she fell onto the ground, still blushing as she nervously mumbled that she was fine, having Kiyotaka wonder if she was truly alright. She was later asked by him to come along with him to find branches to start a campfire after he had initially asked Suzune, who refused, and Airi was seen staring at him while blushing and sounding happy when he invited her. She was also shown to have wanted to stay paired up with him, saying that she was sad on the school trip at first due to not having friends, but then she was glad that she had come. She then stated regrettably that she wanted to have her camera at that moment so that she could take a picture of him, hinting that she wanted to keep an image of him. In Volume 6, Airi was able to overcome her fear of talking to other people and request to join the Ainokoji group, and was accepted by the members. She even went out for a movie with them and became close friends with Haruke Hasebe, who understood her feelings towards Kiyotaka and teased her it. Despite her bashful personality, she has taken steps to become bolder and more confident, especially when Kiyotaka is around. In second year Volume 4 and 5, she opted to wear a more revealing bikini after they decided to head to the pool, a stark contrast to the first year. She told Kiyotaka that she is resolved to improving herself so she won't hold the class down. By Kiyotaka's prediction, if her words did come to fruition, he thinks that in a year's time, maybe even half of it, she will no longer be the least valuable student in their class. As for her past, Before the attempted assault incident, Airi used to be a Gravure idol. Through her photos, she gained a large number of internet followers. To prevent herself from being recognized as a Gravure idol, she used the alias Shizuka as her internet figure. She also wore fake glasses and tied her hair differently to avoid being recognized. As for her relationship with Kiyotaka, Airi and Kiyotaka are classmates, but they don't take notice of each other until Ken Sudo's case. They first met when he and Kushida went to ask for her help, but she tried to run and broke her camera. Later, he accompanied her to get it fixed and helped her by telling the clerk to send him the notice for the camera instead of her after observing the subtle suspicious actions of the Flatterio store clerk. She then looked at him while blushing, taking and being greatly appreciated towards him for helping her. She later asked him about his thoughts on the Sudo's case. When he told her that it's up to her and that the decision she makes shouldn't burden herself, she blushes at his kind words and gazes at him for a while but becomes flustered when Kyoko returns. Because of his words, she resolved herself to help save Ken and even went to the hearing, willingly presenting vulnerable information about herself to others. When Manabu Horikita hinted that one side could be lying in the case, Airi got intimidated by him and started pleading. Kiyotaka noticed and quickly intervened by saying that he believed her, much to her relief. After the hearing, she apologizes for not working up the courage to help out sooner, but he told her not to worry about it. She was greatly concerned for Kiyotaka when Manabu suddenly tried to attack him. When she was being stalked and assaulted by the store clerk, she quickly phoned Kiyotaka, hoping that he could save her. When he answered the phone, he got confused by the strange tone and tried calling her back. As she was about to be assaulted by the store clerk who previously made advances on her, Airi reflected on Kiyotaka's promise to help her anytime and tried to reach for her phone once again, but to no avail as the clerk kicked it out of the way. However, Kiyotaka came to her aid in the nick of time by arriving on the scene and catching the man in the act before treating him with incriminating evidences. When the man tried to flee, he was skillfully ambushed by Honami, who had accompanied Kiyotaka along with the police. After the man was taken away, Kiyotaka expressed relief that they had exchanged contact information which allowed him to find her. She apologized for dragging him into such a mess, but he comforted her by saying that the incident was not her fault and that she should enjoy her status of being an idol. Airi then decided to stop hiding her secret and apologized to him and took off her glasses to embrace her new status. In the light novels, he doesn't manipulate her unlike everyone else around him. It seems he genuinely cares for her, as it's shown that Airi is the only person that Kiyotaka downright simply refuses to take advantage of, manipulate or use as a tool on his various grand schemes for the sake of their class, proving that he truly cares for her. Furthermore, in the light novel, she forms a close bond with Kiyotaka, where she is shown to be always by his side. At the same time, Kiyotaka and her mutually refer to each other on a first-name basis, showing how incredibly close they are to each other. Airi was also cheered on by Kiyotaka during the sports festival and was also treated by him after the festival, causing her to become happy and grateful. During the panty thief incident, as everyone started accusing and mistrusting Kiyotaka for being the culprit with other boys, Airi was the only one who defended him and even helped him look for firewoods when others refused. Kiyotaka also didn't approve of Haruki's questionable advances towards her and protected her by not complying with his orders of leaving the two of them together by explaining her timid nature and fear of others. When she was delivered a love letter by him, she mistook it for Kiyotaka's letter and got flustered about it, not knowing how to process the overload of information. However, she was corrected by him when he stated that it was from someone else who forced it to deliver it. Her romantic feelings for him were further shown in the light novel as well, as she got very jealous when Maya Sato happily clung to his arm and remarked on how cool he was in a flirty tone. Later on at the cinema, she recombs her shyness to clear up her doubts by directly asking him why Maya is acting so intimately with him. Kiyotaka replied that she is just his partner at the recently finished exam paper shuffle. Airi immediately retorted to Kiyotaka that he could have let go of her hand if he really wanted to, while he reassured her that he won't be repeating such same mistake again. Despite not knowing that his real thoughts are, he's shown to dislike making her upset or unhappy for some reason. It was also hinted in Volume 6 that the reason he pushed her to join his study group was that he knew her romantic feelings for him and wanted to cultivate her as a person by introducing her to his friends. In her short story though, Airi revealed that seeing Kiyotaka and Hiyori having lunch together, talking about novels and stuff in the cafeteria makes her heartbeat go wild, chased by fervent fear that something romantic might be born out of the two. She expressed great relief after confirming with Kiyotaka that there was nothing between them. With pure rhetoric, Airi said her heart might stop if they were actually on a real date. Haruka immediately provoked her fears by telling her the possibility that the two might get closer soon. Realizing this would eventually fade if no action were made, following Haruka's recommendation, Airi resolved to make herself more attractive and appealing to him. In Volume 7, Airi asked Kiyotaka about his plans for Christmas and who he will spend his time with. Soon after, she met with him in his room and gifted him a pair of blue gloves for Christmas. Whenever girls made moves on Kiyotaka, she's always in the background worrying if he will be taken before she had the chance to approach him. Kiyotaka doesn't see her in a romantic manner, but wants her to be a better person. She showed her resolve to him by announcing that she will work harder on her, that she won't be a burden to the class. He was happy at her progression and hoped it will continue, but deep down, whenever he sees her, he always had the vestige feelings of worrying about that would happen to her when he reveals his secret relationship with Kei to her. Unbeknownst to her and her friends, the people she surrounds herself with were all carefully picked by Kiyotaka, so that when the events of his revelation happens, they will be there to guide her through her depression phase and act as a steadfast pillars of support. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover on Airi, and that will be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.